What's up, guys? Matt here, and today I'm bringing you a Wi-Fi battle. Today it's against a girl named Bailey, and yes, I said a girl. You're probably thinking like girls don't play games, but no, that's sexist and stereotypical. But they do play games, and this one, I happened to find her on Twitter. She would just leave her battles. I followed her, and then from there on, I just asked. She asked for a battle, a UU battle, and I accepted it. Actually, what you're seeing on my team is actually the old team that I had before if you saw my last Wi-Fi battle, that was my new team. This was my old team before I rearranged some things, and I really did poorly. That's why I had to rearrange it. But what I'm bringing is a Confagrius, Mega Ampharos. Shout out to Registeel, your girl, if he's a new subscriber. Halucha. Home Claws Focus Sash Halucha, Choice Scarf Darmanitan, Uracing, I'm not really sure how to say it, but Uracing, Toxic Orb, and my Choice Scarf Gallade. And she's bringing some UU threats. She's bringing Mega Blastoise, a Rotom Heat, Honchkrow, Tyrantrum, Trevenant, and Shuckle. So let's get this battle started. Right as I put on some of the music. And also, I don't own any of this music. It's all for Glitch. It's all made by Glitch City. So I give her props for making these awesome music that we all use. So I lead off with my Confagrius right now, just to set up some toxic spikes, as I usually do. And she went for the Encore. When I saw that Encore, I was like, this is going to get annoying. But at least I was able to get up three layers of toxic spikes before any damage taken to me. She goes for the sticky webs, which most Shuckles do. Is like, it's the less mainstream Galvantula. Because pretty much what they both do is they both set up sticky webs. But Shuckle is more, what do you call it? He has more variety. Not variety, but like more use. So she goes for her Toxic, and I was actually going to go for a Toxic when the Encore wore off. Because some things of this Shuckle I knew wasn't switching out anytime soon, so I might as well get some residual damage on this thing. And here, she goes for another Encore, which got really annoying. That really pissed me off. I felt like throwing my 3DS. No, I didn't. But, yeah. I do have leftovers, so I'm going to be getting some HP back, but the Toxic is doing even more damage than my leftovers. And she didn't have, a leftover, so I was wondering what she had, which I would have never known. I don't have knockoff on Confagrius. And I go for another Toxic since I'm locked into it, and I'm not going to switch out into anything to get Toxic, or I don't want to switch anything in for an incoming like infestation or so. So I have two things Toxic now, which helped me in the long run. So she goes for a Volt Switch, and she was probably thinking I was going to switch. No, not really. Volt Switch and U-turn are pretty much just for scouting out if your opponent stayed in. So yeah, I did stay in, and she was probably wondering why. But I was just waiting for my Confagrius to fall so I can have a safe switch in. And that Toxic, oh, she was leftover, I'm sorry. Leftover Shuckle. Oh, I don't think we saw it the first time. Because that's the turn she got Toxic, and then she switched out. So, yeah. Sorry, I didn't. And my Toxic, and the Toxic finally, I go for another Toxic. She was predicting a switch there, but I didn't switch in anything. I was just waiting for my Confagrius to die. It was pretty much like there was no use. It could have been for Deathfather, but not really of use anymore. It's pretty much meant to come in and set up Toxic spikes, get a Toxic off on something, and leave. Maybe a Hex if it's lucky. So now Shuckle is really getting some damage off. And I just go out into my Uracy. I'm not really sure how to say that. I'm sorry. The evolution of Teddy Ursa, and I go for the Protect, straight for the Protect. I probably shouldn't have gone for Protect because she probably was gonna Toxic. Oh, but she Encored. Good thing I protected myself because I wouldn't be affected by Encore again. So I just before she Encores me again, I decided to just go for the close combat, if I'm not mistaken. I did have this. I do have my Toxic Orb, and it's a neutral close combat, which didn't do that as much as I thought it was gonna do. I thought it was gonna do a little bit more. And she goes for an Encore again. So now pretty much any hit that comes Uracing's way is gonna knock him out, because not from Shuckle at least, but from something powerful that's offensive. Anything that's gonna come from that is gonna one hit KO me, because I already lost defense and special defense. But I did decide to switch out because I know it could have been useful, and I go on into my Darmanitan. And what happened is I got caught in the sticky web, but I'm Choice Scarf, so that kind of what do you call it? It kind of But what happened here? It was I knew she was going out into my her Trevenant. So because I was locked into close. Because I was in close combat, she was probably gonna think I was gonna stay in. But I did go on into my Darmanitan. And that actually did work out. So now she's in a pretty bad position. I can just Flare Blitz anything. And she brings out her Shuckle as death fodder, and now the Darmanitan can finally clean up the Shuckle, which I was happy I got out of the way, because Shuckle is annoying. It's one of the best setter. It can pretty much set up any hazards you need, well, most important hazards. And now she goes out into her Blastoise. So I knew I couldn't stay in because it's a Darmanitan against a Blastoise. It's not in my favor. So I just go right into my, Ampharos, if I'm not mistaken, and let the next song get on. But I go on to my Ampharos. Yes, I did go. Excuse me. And now, I'm sorry if you hear anything in the background. I'm trying to record and they're still talking. And since I'm Nigerian, they talk really loud. But she rapid spinned away the Toxic Spikes, which was a good play on her part because she knows I couldn't stay in on the Darmanitan with Darmanitan. So she pretty much got she was able to get off Toxic Spikes. But pretty much the things left really weren't going to be, the Toxic Spikes were going to be useful against, except maybe the Tyrantrum, because the Lumberry on Trevenant really did help. And what was here, she goes for a Dark Pulse, almost took me out. She should have gone for a Water Pulse if she had it, because it's stab, and it's boosted by Mega Launcher, and it probably would have done. Oh, but I'm a Dragon type now, so yeah, that makes sense. She goes on into her Tyrantrum, and I thought she was going to go for the Dragon Dance, but she just goes straight for the Dragon Claw and KOs me. I was hoping I was going to live. Oh, excuse me, sorry about that. My sister came in, and I go into my Uracing, and I already revealed the close combat, so she's not going to be able to stay in. Oh, but she did stay in. Oh yeah, Choice Scarfed. I'm sorry. I had this battle like a week ago or two, and she got a crit, which I was thinking mattered because I think I could have lived and killed that. So I go on to my Glade here, and I was caught in the sticky webs. Another Choice Scarfer on my team. You can never have too much speed. Speed is actually a really essential thing if you want to win a battle. And she goes out into her, Honchkrow. And Honchkrow is neutral to this close combat, so I take it out. Oh, I don't take it out. It lives at 1, which I was surprised, just 1. It wasn't focus sash or anything, just 1. I was thinking she was going to go for a Sucker Punch there, but she didn't, so I was able to kill that Honchkrow without having to take damage, but I do suffer. I now am at minus 3 special defense and defense. So anything will pick me off. It can just pick me off. And Rotom Heat. Oh, I lived actually, because Glade's special defense is actually pretty high. But I was expecting actually thinking I might die there, because I am at -3. And she goes out into her Trevenant, and I knew I'd just sack off my Glade. But she goes for a Will-O-Wisp, being cheeky there, because what if it missed? Or what if I switched out into my Darmanitan? But she did go for a Will-O-Wisp. It did take me out, and that's all the Glade could do in this match. And she harvested a Lumberry, so which didn't really matter. I go on to my Hawlucha because I felt this was the perfect time to go for a Home Claws, but my Focus Sash was broken. So I go for the Home Claws on the switch, on Tyrantrum switch. And here is when she started. This would turn the match around. Actually, you're gonna see right now. So I get my +1 accuracy and +1 attack, and she switched out expecting a either a high jump kick or a fighting type move, and that just penalized my Hawlucha because now I crash. And what was I go for the acrobatics on the switch. I knew I should have gone for another high jump kick, but I didn't. I had a gut that she was going to stay in. I just went for acrobatics, and she goes out back into her Rotom Heat. I'm not used to facing the Rotoms. And she pretty much picks me off. She just picks me off with the Volt Switch. So all I could do here was, I think my last Pokemon was Darmanitan, if I'm not mistaken. Ampharos died, Glade died, Hawlucha just died, Configuragus died. So yeah, my last Pokemon is Darmanitan. So pretty much all I can do here was just go for a superpower, just because that's my only move to take out this Tyrantrum, and I can't go for Flare Blitz because she's gonna live and take me out. So I just wanted to make a 2-0. No matter what, she was gonna win after I suffered all that high jump kick recoil from crashing. So it was a very good 2-0 match. She just went for the Volt Switch and picked off my Darmanitan. I'm not sure why she outspec though. I'm not really sure, but I'm not sure. Good match, Bailey, or Sophie. That's her Twitter name. Thank you for the match, and I'll see you guys all later. Peace out, and thanks for watching. Bye.